Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to create a cover for my travel sketchbook, and I made this by binding some watercolour paper together with some thread, and I just covered that with a bit of paper. If you saw my travel kit video, you'll know that I've got this lightweight travel kit, and I use this when I'm hiking and I want to do some plein air. So I cut out a bit of cardboard to make the book, but it wouldn't stay closed, so I realised I needed to use a bit of thread to hold it together when it's closed. But this is a really bright red thread, and so I decided to go for a Japanese theme, and what I did was just cut out this cardboard to size, and I put a bit of paper and just stuck it on the front and wrapped it round, and also put a little bit of paper in the middle to give it a bit of durability, especially if I'm going to be poking a hole for this thread. And I just drew some cute little bears, and I've included some Japanese lanterns and this charm. He's holding an umbrella. And I just sort of repeated some of these designs over the other side as well. And what I'll do is paint some of these in red as well to match this thread. And this fits inside just like that. I think it's quite cute. And I like the cardboard because it's just a little bit squishy, so it feels quite sturdy, but it's very lightweight still, which I appreciate. So I'll be using watercolour to paint in these images, and I'll leave the background white because I think that would look quite cute. See you in a bit. I've set myself up for doing the watercolour, and I've got some colours here. So I've got this red, and this is just Holbein's cadmium deep red, or red deep rather. Got some white as well. This is titanium white by Winsor Newton, and it's their professional watercolour series. Because I've got some sakura flowers in here, I wanted to see if I can make a nice pink. I've got this cadmium yellow, and it's the yellow lemon, again by Holbein. And lastly I've got some brown, burnt umber, and again this is Holbein's. These are the paints that I've got in my limited palette, the Holbein's anyway, for when I do my plein air and hiking. So I think I'm going to start with the brown for the bears. And I'm just going to use very little, and I will I'll get a few mixing palettes here that I can. The paper that I've got on this book is quite it's not quite watercolour. It is a thicker sketch paper, but I've yet to see how it works with the watercolour, so I think that's going to be quite interesting. What I actually will first do, before I forget, is I was about to forget, is just rub out some of these lines because they will interfere with the watercolour. So 2 seconds. I've just got this Milan rubber, and I'm just going to essentially rub out as much as I can while still keeping some of the lines in there that I can see where I need to be painting in. I want to make the bears fluffy, so I'm not sure how I'm going to do that level of detail with the watercolour, but I'll certainly give it a go. Okay, so I've just rubbed out all the lines as much as I can anyway, and I think this brown needs to be a bit lighter. I'm just going to put the tiniest bit of white in just to see what happens. Maybe a bit more. Okay. Sort of like a pinky brown here. I've got some cut-offs from the paper, so I'm going to just try and see if this is the brown that I need. That's quite cute. It's a bit too pink at the moment. That's quite a nice colour. I quite like this one. Okay, this is the same paper, so I'm also seeing how this holds up, and it seems to be doing a good job, so I'm quite happy with that. I'm just going to dilute this a little bit more. Got a bit of hair. My cat's been feeling a bit ill recently, so I'm just keeping her a bit close, but she's getting hair on absolutely everything. She's a long-haired cat. I posted quite a lot of pictures of her on Instagram and Reddit as well. She's just so cute. I'm worried this might get too streaky. Maybe I should have put a water base down first. Yeah, you can see. I think I will, I think I'm going to put a bit of water down first, just to make it really smooth. And I want to just pick up some of this as well. It's a bit too much. Okay, let's do the body. I'm just conscious that I don't want to make this too wet, because I'm a bit worried it'll buckle, but at the same time I want a nice smooth bear, so I'm not sure how I'm going to get the fluffy texture. I might just maybe go around the edges and just do a bit of this, maybe. That could work. I don't know. Yeah, I don't want to play around too much. There we go, that's better. Let's give it a go now. Oh, that's quite cute. There, and that's much smoother as well. You can see when I did this face that it's sort of creating a line around the edges. Oh, I think it's doing a bit here. Yeah, I don't think this paper's best suited for watercolour really, but yeah. We'll see how it goes. I'll just do this bit here as well. Try and avoid this flower. I think some of these I'll need to go back over with another layer. I think it's going to come up too light. But I'm hoping that the edges will sort of naturally become a bit, well, that's me doing that, to be fair. Just going to go around some of the hands here with a bit of with a bit more colour, just to deepen it, give it some shadow. I'm not sure how I'm going to, or maybe I'll just keep it all watercolour, I'm not sure. Yeah, if I want to do outlines around the whole thing. Oh, that's a bit cute, isn't it? There we go. And I think that's just enough fluffiness as well, it doesn't look too bad. I think another bear up here. Let's see if I can make some more of this. I should have really made quite a lot. Let's try and get a lot more in there. And I went a bit more yellow. Ooh. Bit more yellow. Doing these creases is going to be a bit difficult. I always forget I'm supposed to go in with some water first, so let's do that. Okay, so this is all of the bears with their first layer. This is what I call the ugly stage in a painting, where they've just not got the detail in there yet, and I mean, yeah, you can see a few mistakes here and there, but when you start adding more layers on, it should hopefully work quite well. I'm a little bit nervous to go too heavy with the layers though, because I wanted them to be quite light, but I'm beginning to think that I might need to yeah, I'm not really sure. I might go in with just like another very sort of light glaze just over these bears, and I think I'm going to add the detail with maybe some pencil. I think that might be the best way to do this, because I just think if I try to go in too heavy with watercolour, I'm going to lose that light transparency, and I think it'll just become a shading exercise, and I don't want them to have lots of detail in the shading. I just want to keep them nice and simple. So I think I'll be adding detail a bit later, but I'll let those dry and we shall go and look at the red instead. So I just need to think about how I'm going to do some of the red bits. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go full in with the red, to be honest with you. I think that's probably the best way to do it. So I'm just going to grab quite a bit and just really make this wet. Grab a lot more than I thought I did that. And with the red I can just go in, I don't need to do a water layer first, because I'm just literally going in, and I don't need it to be fluffy around the edges or anything. So let's go with this. Oh, it's so scary going in with such a red. I'm very nervous. Okay, I'm just going to really make that quite watery. Okay. And yeah, okay. What I want to do with these lanterns is also just have it slightly lighter in the middle, you know, to get the impression like that they've got a light actually in them, which I think would be quite cute. I'll do the lanterns first, and just pick up some of the red there. Okay. I thought this red would be a lot more vibrant, but that's quite a dull red there. And this has got some quite like a sort of like a petal design, and I don't know how I'm going to best avoid all these petals. It's quite small. Yeah, we'll just give it a go. Just be patient. Yeah, I don't know. This might be a bit too arduous actually. can already feel myself just wanting to. I also don't like these lines that are forming. I think because of the paper that I've used, it doesn't want to blend in the way that, if I was using proper watercolour paper, it would blend a lot better, but yeah, it's not really happening here. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to try something because I'm going to use some gold to do the detail, and I'm just going to see how it looks with maybe a few coats of red. So I'll do that first red layer and do another one on top of that one. I'm going to be using this shimmer watercolour by Artway. This is the watercolour set that I picked up when I was in South Downs. And I'll move this out of the way so you can properly see. And I've not used these yet, but I picked it up because it had some silvers, bronze and gold, and also this purple looks pretty cool. So I will just use this, and we'll pick up, probably use this gold here. Oh wow, I wasn't expecting that. Oh god, it picks up really easily. Okay. Let me just try a bit on here. Oh, that lays down really nicely. Yeah. We'll see what it's like when it dries, and I'm just going to wait for this red to dry as well fully, so I can see what that looks like. Just putting the gold on this red. I think you could possibly do it with a couple of layers. Just because that's essentially what I'm doing, is this little flower. Let's put another line on top of that. Okay. Yeah, I think gold on top would work. That's fine. Good. That's a relief. Okay. I'm now going to go around these lanterns with a darker red, or the same red, just another layer, and I'll probably do the same for these charms as well, just to make it all a bit smoother. But the paper is definitely my enemy with this one, because it's yeah, it's just drying too quickly. It's not holding the water in the way that I want it to, so I'll just have to work with what we got. Okay, and So I just want to give this a bit more red as well. There we go. And okay. So I think I'm going to leave the red as is for now and just see how that dries. Next I want to do the bears again, but I'll just go in with a very light glaze. So a glaze is essentially just a very, very watered down colour. And you're applying it softly over the paint that's already there, and you have to do it very softly because you're not trying to pick any of the paint up underneath. Glaze is really good for if you want to sort of add shadows to areas, and you know, you want a nice straight line across to kind of give the impression that the light areas are light shining through, like through a window for example, where it's that nice straight line. Oh, I've got a hair on this. I'm really not supposed to be doing this. Ugh, God. I'm not going to do this one because that looks quite good. And a bit more on this one. Okay. I think that is enough for the bears. So now that this is dried, I'm going to paint in the gold details, and I'm just going to use a very fine brush here. This is the Escoda Versatile. So I'm going to just re-wet this gold a lot because it works better when it's quite wet. Here we go. And I'm just going to do all the flowers and this bit here as well. Okay, so this is all the gold detail done. I think just one layer is going to be absolutely fine because it's quite thick and I didn't water it down too much. So next, I'm just going to paint these little pink flowers. So I've got a lot of white here, and I really only need a tiny bit of red, just a tiny bit, a bit more than that. I might see if I can get some of that. There we go. There. That is the colour, I think. And we can always go a bit darker later. the next thing I have is this string attached to the tags and the umbrella, the white umbrella. And because the background is bright white, I wanted to make these a little bit brown or beige. I'm trying to go for like a very light beige. I've got to be careful not to pick up some of the red underneath, which is quite likely to happen. So I'm just gonna, yeah, you can see here it's a bit pink. There. I think this works because the contrast against the white is good enough that you can clearly see it's a little tag. I think I'm going to keep it whiter for the bow bits, especially where the bears are holding it, just to really get that contrast. There isn't one there. There should be one here, but I've forgotten about it, so I'm just gonna do that. And here as well. So I've finished with the painting, and although it's not perfect, I'm really happy with the result. And yeah, I can't wait to put in some of the detail and make it all look pretty. So I picked out some pencils, which I will use to do the outlines. I don't really want to do the outlines of the bears, so I've got a watercolour pencil. It's actually the closest pencil I have to the colour of the bears, but I'm just going to highlight the hands and some of the detail on the body, and hopefully that will be enough. So we'll see. I wasn't going to go around the edges, but yeah, I think it is needed in some areas. This is now finished. I really like their little faces turned out. They're just so cute. And yeah, the lanterns as well look pretty neat. I'm not so sure about these little things, but that's fine. And the gold as well is just such a nice little touch. I think it really, you know, gives it a little bit of bling. Makes it look quite nice. So in terms of sealing this, I'm not really sure what I'll do. As I've been going, I've been sort of just testing out the colours. But what I might do is try out different sealants and see which one would work best. But the last thing on our to-do list is to put this red string on. First, I'm just going to gauge where the middle is. Sort of bang on there, really. And I'm going to... That did not work. Oh, that's quite tough then, isn't it? I thought I was going to easily pierce into that. I'm just going to make a little divot here. I don't want it to be too big. Kind of worried about that. Let's see if this will pierce through now. There we go. Maybe not quite in the centre, but that will do. And now I've just got to put these through. Come on. There we go. Oh, lovely. That's much better. Okay. Oh, that red looks so good. Look at that. That looks so good. I'm really happy with that. Okay. So I'm just going to cut this down a bit and just see how it's going to look with this in. I also need to figure out a way to adhere this to the page, to the book bit. Okay. Don't want it too tight. There we go. Look at that. It looks so cute. I think a little bit of metal here would really work as well. I'm gonna see if I can get something on my Etsy or something. I have this big knot to contend with, and I'm thinking of how I can get this in without that big knob, this big knot being in the way. And I'm just thinking if it's worth cutting a bit into the paper to make this fit inside, which I think I might do. So I'm just going to mark where this little knot is. Okay. Unfortunately, it's right on that bit of string there, so what I'll do is just cut into this. This is the final finished book. I stuck down the inside and left it to dry. I really like the gold details here and their little faces, so cute. And hopefully, yeah, it's stuck to the paper that I put down on the inside. I might need to make it a bit more secure, maybe with some hot glue or something. I just used a fabric glue, but yeah, I'm a bit nervous to open it up too much. I don't know how well I'm going to use this going out and about, to be honest with you, because now that I've made it, I don't really want it to get ruined. I think it's so cute. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and that it inspires you to make something of your own. Please like and subscribe if you like this video and you want to see some more. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.